Welcome to Government of Andhra Pradesh Commissionerate of Collegiate Education Learning Management Portal System. Now we are going to discuss about polymorphism in Coelenterata. Mine is Dr. Y. Savitri, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Government College for Men, Autonomous Kadapa. Let us see the learning outcomes of polymorphism. In this topic, the students are able to learn about the definition of polymorphism, different types of individuals involved in the formation of polymorphism, various patterns involved in the polymorphism, different types of zooids in the formation of polymorphism, notable polymorphic colonies present in Coelenterata. Different scientists propose various theories and the origin of polymorphism, and finally the students are able to know about the significance of polymorphism. Let us see the definition of polymorphism. The polymorphism word has been taken from the Greek word that is polis mean many, morphe mean forms. Various forms are present in single individual, that is called as polymorphism. The structures and functions may be different according to their mode of action and requirement. Here the polymorphism denotes the division of labor among the zooids of the individuals. Polymorphism is one of the important features that can be present in coelenterate animals. Here the hydrozoa of Coelenterata may be it consisting of single or colonial forms, and in single or colonial forms it consisting of various zooids. They are polyp and medusa. Polymorphism means occurrence of several different types of individuals. They are also called as zooids in single species during its life cycle or as a member of the colony, and these members of the family perform various different functions so that there is a division of labor can be seen among the individuals of the family. The Coelenterata denotes that the remarkable presentation of this polymorphism, and here the polymorphic forms like zooids and polyps are reducible to either a polypoid or medusoid. The polyp and medusa occur in a number of morphological variations during the course of development. Polymorphic colonies of hydrozoa, here the Bobelia, Hydractinia, Velella, Physalia, here they can show a single carmidium, and the generalized Calicoporan siphonophorus showing a single carmidium. In polymorphic colony, there are two types of zooids are there. One is the polyp and the second one is the medusa. These polyp and medusa perform various functions. Polyp is a tubular body and it consisting of tentacles at the anterior part of the body, and in between the tentacles there is a mouth. It is also called as manubrium, and the mouth is acting as a mouth as well as anus, and the body of the zooid is attached with the pedal disc to the substratum, and body seems to be as a stalk-like structure, and it is surrounded by gastrodermis, and inside the body it consisting of mesoglia, and inside that the central cavity is located. The central cavity is also called as gastrovascular cavity. And the second form of individual is the medusa. It is a bowl shaped or umbrella shaped and free individual, and it consisting of a marginal tentacles. In center of the marginal tentacles, there is a mouth is located. It is also called as manubrium, and it is surrounded by Mesoglia, and outside it consisting of gastrodermis, and inside it is also consisting of a spacious cavity that is called as gastrovascular cavity. Now we are going to see the various patterns of polymorphism. Depending upon the degree of polymorphism, the polymorphisms are differentiated into three types. Among that, the first one is the dimorphic. Here it is the simplest and commonest form of polymorphism. It can be exhibited by so many individuals of hydrozoan colonies like Lobelia and Tubularia. And here two forms of zooids are there. One is the gastrozooids and the second one is the gonazooids. The gastrozooids are also called as hydrons and they perform the feeding activities. And the second one is the gonazooids. These are also called as blastocysts. These are involved in the asexual budding and forming sexual medusae or gonophores. Here only two morphas or two zooids are present. That is why it is called as dimorphism. And the second one is trimorphic polymorphism. Besides gastrozooids and gonozooids, here the third type of individuals are present. They are called as dactylozooids. Gastrozooids are performing the feeding activity. Gonozooids are involving in the reproductive activities, whereas the dactylozooids are involved in the defensive activities. And the third one is polymorphic polymorphism. Here the animals are having more than three types of individuals, so they are called as polymorphic individuals. Here, when compared with dimorphic and trimorphic, here we can see that greater degree of polymorphism in encasting the colony of Hydroactinia, it consisting of nearly 5 types of polyps, each performing a specialized function. The first one is gastrozooids. These are meant for feeding. Dactylozooids. These are involving the protection and defensive activities. Tentaclozooids acting as sensory cells. Skeletozooids. The spiny projections which were present in the chitin of the body, they give proper shape to the individual. And gonozooids, they are involving in the reproductive activities. So they are called as reproductive individuals. Here two types of zooids are there. One is the polypid zooids and the second one is the medusoid zooids. Now we'll see the polypid zooids. Polypid zooids are differentiated into three types. One is the gastrozooids and second one is dactylozooids and the third one is gonozooids. Let us see one by one. The first one is gastrozooids. Gastrozooids are meant for the feeding activities only, so that they are called as nutritive polyps and are also called as gastrozooids. Here, these are perform the nutritive activities of the entire colony. The mouth is present at the tip of the hypostome and near the base of the gastrozooids. Usually a single long and contractile tentacle arise. It consisting of batteries of nematocysts. Whenever the organism approaches towards these individuals, the tentacles capture the individuals and keep the individual into the mouth of the colony. And here it consisting of so many lateral branches. These lateral tiny branches are called as tentilla, and the gastrozooids involved in the catching of prey and the digestion of the prey, and the digested food has to circulate into the sinosarcal canal. The entire activity will be performed by the gastrozooids. In Peninsula, the gastrozooids are modified as nectocalyx. These nectocalyx are seems to be like small birds on the body and helps in driving the water. And in Ranilla, the nectocalyx are present, but these are present as a bunches. Sometimes these are called as pseudo-nectocalyx. Whereas in Millipora, many gastropores protrude out from the polyp, and each polyp consisting of 4 to 6 tentacles, and nidoplast birds are also present on the tentacles. The second one is dactylozooids. These are also called as palpons or peelers and tasters. Depending upon the individuals, the names are also varied. And they are very similar to the gastrozooids. but they don't have any mouth, and their basal tentacle is also present, but it is unbranched tentacle. In Physalia, the tentacle is very long, and whereas in Porpita and Velella, the margin of the colony bears long hollow tentacles, and these joints are protective in functions. And the batteries of nematocysts are present on the tentacles to paralyze the prey. And the third one is gonozoids. As discussed previously, these zoids are called as reproductive zoids. They don't have any mouth. In Physalia, the gonozoids shows branched stack bearing the clusters of gonopores. These are also called as gonopalpans. The gonozoids produce medusae called as gonopores. In Porpita and Vanella, dactylozoids are treated as gonodactylozoids. Let us see the second type of zooid forms. They are medusoid forms. Here the medusa is modified into pneumatophores, nectophores, bat and chronophores. First one is pneumatophores. As the name itself denotes that pneuma means air. So the main function of pneumatophores are floating. So it is an inverted medusan well. It seems to be as a inverted well-like structures, and the walls are two-layered and highly muscular. The epidermal lining becomes granular to form a gas gland because of the gas gland secretes gas into the air sac. Because of the air which were present in the air sac, the animal can able to flow in the water, and it can able to move from one place to another place. In the nematophore is very small in halistema, whereas very big, large nematophore is present in Physalia, whereas in Porpita, the nematophore is in disc shaped. In agalma, the air sac is lined by a chitinous layer secreted by the epidermis, which is also forms a funnel-shaped trachea or funnel. The epidermis forms two layers, and the gas gland secrete the gas. So, because of the gas gland and gas, this animal can able to move under water. And the second one is nectopore and nectocalyx, and this is also called as swimming joint. The nectocalyces or nectopores are bell-shaped medusoid forms with a velum, and radial canals and circular canals are also present. They don't have any mouth or manubrium, and tentacles or sensory organs are also present. Only an ectocalyx, it seems to be as a muscular structure is present and brings about the locomotion of the colony by the process of swimming. It is also called as nectopore or nectozoite. And the third one is bracts. So these are also known as hydrophilia, and they seems to be as a leaf-like or helmet shape. They serve to protect the zooid from other zooids of the colony. And the fourth one is the gonopores. They bear the gonads. Here the male gonads produce sperms, whereas the female gonads produce the ova. They are called as gonopores. In Coelenterata phylum, notable polymorphic colonies can be seen with the remarkable development of polymorphism. Some of the individuals like Physalia, Halistema and Porphyta, those shows greater degree of polymorphism. Let us see the examples of Physalia, Halistema and Porphyta. First of all, Physalia, it is also called as Portuguese manna for. Here it is an free-floating pelagic colonial form. Here in this animal, the medusa is modified into a big nematophore or float, which here beneath the individual, it consisting of so many cormedium. Each cormedium consisting of a small dactylozoids with a long slender tentacle, and it also consisting of a large dactylozoids with an enormous nematocyst bearing fishing tentacles. Here the tentacles are also consisting of batteries of nematocysts. Whenever the prey approaches to this Physalia with the help of tentacles and the batteries of nematocysts, they capture the prey and kept inside the mouth of the Physalia. The branched gonozoids are also present in this Physalia with male and female gonopores. The second example is halistema. This is commonly called as floating form with long and thin peduncle uh, having different joints. Pneumatophore is at anterior end of the peduncle and helps the animal float on the surface of the water. The bottom of the body consisting of a float with asymmetric medusa which are called as nectocalyces which help in locomotion activity. And each nectocalycis is consisting of nodes and bell-shaped manubrium. Each nectocalycis with each nectocalycis consisting of nodes. These nodes are in bell shape, whereas in this halystemma, the manubrium or mouth is absent. The third example is Porpita. Here in this Porpita, the medusoid disc is very large and chitinous shell with many concentric gas chambers. And the ventrocentral region of a single large gonozoid, it is surrounded by clusters of small zooids which bear sexual medusa. On the edge of the porpitoid consisting of tentacles like the dactylozoids, they are armed with batteries of nematocysts and they perform the function of defense. Let us see the theories that were proposed by various scientists to explain the polymorphism. Here, various theories are proposed by various scientists, but the only three theories are accepted to explain the polymorphism. Among that, the first one is polyorgan theory. Here, the theory was proposed by Huxley, Estolch, and Meshnikov and Muller. According to these three scientists, the polymorphic colony is supposed to be a single medusoid form, each consisting of various components and regarded to their modified organs of the medusoid zooid. Here, the various parts of the zooid, like manubrium, tentacles, umbrella, and various parts of the individual, they multiply independently from one and another, and they have assumed that these three parts of the body involved in the formation of different zooids, and this seems to be perform various functions. On the second theory is polyperson theory. This theory was proposed by Leuckart, Vogt, Gegenborg, Kolliker and Class, and later this theory was supported by Haeckel, Balfour and Sedgwick. According to this theory, a colony of polymorphic colony, it is not a single because it consisting of various parts and they are modified into individuals and they may be changed their structure due to the division of labor and due to the need of requirements. They have all modified from the primitive zooid which was called as a polyp. From a single polyp, due to the requirement of bodily activities, they may be modified into different zooids. And the third theory is the medusoid theory. This theory was proposed by Haeckel. According to Haeckel, there is a compromise between the above theories. That means this theory states that the siphonophores formed from the gastrula, they may be a medusoid individuals. From the zooids or persons appeared by budding from the sub-umbrella of medusoid individuals, there may be modified into various forms. The significance of polymorphism. Here we can see the significance of polymorphism. The phenomenon of polymorphism is very essential and it is one of the important aspects of division of labor in which the specific functions are assigned to different individuals. Different modifications are there in Coelenterata. They are polyp and medusa. Medusa modified for feeding, protection and asexual reproduction, whereas medulla are concerned with sexual reproduction and floating like activities. The distribution of functions among diversified individuals and their subsequent modifications in Coelenterata may have resulted from their initial simple organization and lack of organ specialization. Due to the poor organ specialization, the single individual is modified into zooids, and these modified zooids perform various functions depending upon the requirement. Whereas the polymorphism gave the colonies and they give competitive edge in protection, on food gathering, on eventual survival. Here, the colonies of species have morphologically different from one individual to another individuals because each specialized zooid has specialized roles like feeding, reproduction, defense, etc. Let us see the summary of this topic polymorphism. The polymorphism denotes that the division of labor among the zooids of the individual, and we can see various patterns of polymorphism like dimorphism, trimorphism and polymorphism, particularly that were present in the Coelenterata phylum only. And we can see the degree of polymorphism, how the degree of polymorphism varies among the Coelenterata individuals greatly among the group of hydrozoa individuals. And the hydrozoa individuals exhibit remarked development of polymorphism. Some of them are Physalia, Halystemma and Pophyta. These individuals are excellent examples for polymorphism. Thank you for giving this opportunity to explain polymorphism in Coelenterata.